Okay, good evening. Right, and just making sure everything's okay. Looks okay to me. Good. Right, I'm just gonna move the chair out of the way. Okay, good evening from a very wet and damp day here in Cornwall, in southwest England. So it's pretty damp out there, but at least it's warm. It's much warmer than it has been for quite some time, which is quite nice. So we're going to do some qigong, and every time I do this, I'm going to do it slightly differently. Just make it give it a little bit of variation and diversity, but also because there's so many different ways of doing things, and it's nice to explore and investigate these things, and hopefully bring some curiosity out, which I think is very important. So we're going to start off as usual with our feet shoulder width apart, thumbs touching the side of your legs. And feel that your tailbone is pointing downwards. And your feet are rooted to the ground below. You can even, in fact, imagine, if you like, if you've got that imagination, to have roots that are growing from the middle of your feet and deep into the earth below. We have our back straight, but our chest and shoulders are relaxed. And our head is supported with a golden thread that's going up to the heavens above. But making sure your chin is ever so slightly dropping, even if it's just 1 millimeter. So you get a slight extension in the back of your neck. And it's good to stand in this posture for a few moments. Helps to calm the mind down, allow our mental intention and attentions to go into our body a lot more. Allowing our thoughts and our mental thoughts, processes just sink down from our head, sinking down into our heart, and then sinking down, to use the Japanese term, the hara. So we have three brains: our head, our heart, and our hara. And just being aware of any tension that you may be holding in your body. You can just briefly just scan from the top of your head, down your neck, through the torso, down the pelvis, and through the legs. So I'm just using my hands just as trying to demonstrate the process, but you can just do that in your mind's eye. Just scanning through our body. Just being aware of any tension that we're holding on to. And for the next few moments, just imagine that any tension that you're holding in your body is melting, like an ice cube. An ice cube melts into water, and water can gradually evaporate. So your tension is melting away with a sense of melting and then evaporation. And if you like, you can close your eyes to do this as well, if it helps to bring your attention, intention within. Allowing tension to slowly melt away. You also may have a sense of slow and steady breathing. Ah, that's good. Right, so I want you now to open up your eyes and bend your knees and wave your arms back and forth. Getting our joints moving, getting the blood and the chi circulating. And you do it down, try and get it really feeling a sense of going down into your lower belly, down into your pelvis, like you're skiing. So you're dropping your center of gravity. And just relax for a moment. And rubbing your hands vigorously together. And rubbing your lower back. So rubbing into the small of your back. And your sacrum, give your sacrum a good rub. And your kidneys as well, a little bit higher up, your physical kidneys. You could say our energetic kidneys are a little bit lower. And then down sacrum and down into your tailbone. And holding your lower back and kidneys, and a few rotations nice and slowly one way. And rotations the other way. And whoops, put your hands down above your hips, that's it. And doing a figure of 8 movement as well. And the other way around. And shaking your legs from the hip to the knee, to the ankle, to the foot. Give it a good old shake. And then the other side, hip, knee, ankle, foot. And as I said last week, with a sense of elongation through the leg. And you can do the same with the arms as well. So your shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands, all your digits. Give them a good flick out. Good. And if you just lift up your knee and just give your hamstrings a good pounding, very energizing. Also, we hold often a lot of tightness in this area, so it's good to release, often related to lower back issues. So we do it on the other side. And with loosed fists, you can see my thumbs are touching my index finger and middle finger. So with very loose fists, just going to percuss up and down either side of the spine and your buttocks as well, often places of tension. Down the sides of the legs slightly. Good. It's a good way of warming up your body and getting energy and vitality moving. So if you like to have your hands just below the navel, so for me the navel's about there, so I'm having my hands just below. And it doesn't matter which one it is because we're going to change over in a moment. Right. The only thing about the way I've got the camera set up, you might not see the top of my hand, so it should be okay though. So breathing in, drawing up along the midline of the body and separating above the head. So this is separating clouds. And breathing in. And breathing out. So it has a nice uplifting quality, this exercise. So imagine you drawing energy through the midline of the body, up past your forehead and separating the hands. Helps energetically to clear any blockages along the midline of the body, helps to open up our lungs. And you can do this with a sense of expanding your aura around you as you're doing so. So if you're feeling that your energy is deflated, this is a good way of kind of zipping up that energy and expanding it outwards. Breathing in as you're coming up, breathing out as you're coming down. And then swap your hands over and off we go again. Breathing in as we're coming up, breathing out as we're coming down. Very easy to get into physical habits, very easy to get into energetic habits. So sometimes it's good to swap our movements over. You might find it has a different quality or energy to it. You may be working your body fractionally differently. And bring your hands down and relax. Okay, so the next one is Big Bird spreads its wings. And to do that, we have 1 foot forward. So it doesn't really matter which foot it is because we'll be swapping over in due course. So your back foot leg is weight bearing and your front foot is just on the ball toes of your foot, but the ankle is a little bit, say just under an inch, say 2 centimeters off the ground, okay, off the floor. So you bend your knees slightly, gently placing your hands on the outside of your legs, and then bringing your arms up above your head like wings and flapping them down. So you straighten the body up, bending the elbows. Notice that there is bends in your wrists and hands, above your head that is, and then flapping down. Breathing in as you're coming up, breathing out as you're coming down. This is also another good exercise for your lungs, and your shoulders, but it's also working your abdominal area as well, working your diaphragm, massaging your internal organs. Helping the process of digestion, peristalsis. Helping to strengthen the leg as well, because of the weight-bearing aspects. And then finishing off your last one, swap your feet over, placing your hands on the sides of your legs, and then breathing in and breathing out. Don't forget your forward foot is on the ball and the toes, and your heel is just off the ground. Say a couple of centimeters or just under an inch. Breathing in as you're coming up and breathing out as you're coming down. Now, an important aspect of these exercises is that your movements follow the breath rather than your breath following the movements. So you're using your breath to keep good rhythm. Things work a lot more in sync. So your nervous system will become more relaxed, but energized. Kind of an energized relaxation. And last one. And bring your hands down and just have your feet to hip width apart for a moment and just relax. Just allow the energy that we've been cultivating to settle down for a moment. Okay. So once again, making sure your feet are hip width apart and that the feet are parallel to each other as well. And what we're going to do is bring up our hands. And this exercise is called the cow gazing at the moon. So my palms are facing outwards above my head. And then as I'm turning on my waist, my hands are coming, my palms are facing me. And then I'm bending the knees and bring the hands down. And breathing in, turning on the waist, turning the palms to face outwards at the same time. And breathing in as you're coming in, breathing out as you're coming down. So breathe in as you're coming up, breathing out as you're going out, breathing in as you're coming in, breathing out as you're going out. So very good exercise for your shoulders, good for stimulating the nervous system around the eyes. Good for moving the energies up and down your back. We have major channels and meridians that go up and down the back. And one last round. And just relax your hands by the side. Okay. So, slowly finishing off. Bring your hands just below the navel and lifting up from the heels as you bring your hands up, palms facing downwards. Bring your hands down onto the heels, and off the heels, breathing in, lifting up your hands and bringing them out to the sides, and breathing out and breathing in, hands above your head, and breathing out. Breathe in and breathe out. I think you got the idea now. And just relax down for a moment. And if you like to, as we're doing balancing chi, so we need to bring our hands up. This is helping to settle the energy we've been cultivating, and then bring that energy down the midline of the body. And breathing in as you're coming up, and breathing out, bringing your hands down the midline of the body, down just below the navel. And just place your hands underneath the navel. As a protocol, I'm using my left hand for gentlemen, the right hand for ladies, opposite one on top, and doing 3 deep abdominal breaths to help to store the energy we've been cultivating in this session in our lower belly, in our dantian area, which is a major energy center down in this area. Okay. So I hope that's been useful, and we're going to do different things every week. I think as well as doing that, I decided that next session we'll do on back. So if you've got back problems, we'll do some back exercises and see if that helps you. So that may be of a lot of benefit. And even if you don't have back problems, maintaining a good back, good sturdy but supple back is very important for our health and vitality. So I would recommend you coming along next time, and please subscribe to the channel if you feel that it's been of use to you, and then you'll get regular notifications about when I'm doing this, usually Wednesday evenings at 6:30 and Thursday mornings at 10:30 a.m. UK time. So thank you very much for watching, and look forward to meet up with you soon. Bye for now.